So for anyone who likes reptiles or is just interested in terrariums in general, I'd like to inform you a little bit about bioactive terrariums. It's actually a different type of enclosure that you can actually keep your reptile in. It basically is a glass box. If you don't know what it is, it's a glass box um, where you keep your reptile in it, obviously. But inside of that terrarium, you also have your own little ecosystem. And the what I mean by that is you have your critter litter, which is like a litter of basically a bunch of bugs that maintain um, your substrate as well as maintain your plants, cleaning up any feces that your reptile might create, as well as cleaning up any debris, anything like that. The purpose of this enclosure is it actually helps with oxygen as it is a enclosed area. The purpose of another purpose for this is it also allows your creature reptile to actually bond with you more. So there's less signs of aggression with your reptile. Now that it is in an area where it can actually see you more often. The reason I say this is less sign of aggression, less sign of aggression is because a lot of breeders, what they tend to do is they actually keep their reptiles in containers, like tubs, and they just poke holes in there so that they can keep breeding them without actually having to bond with the animal, which long term wise can create aggression with the reptile, since they're not getting to see who's actually handling them, who's cleaning their cage, who's bringing them food. So to them, anytime that tub does get opened, it causes the reptile to kind of like spaz out and be like, oh, whoa, who is this? You're in my space. So terrariums that are glass are more likely to decrease aggression. There's a lot of articles on that, on why they're beneficial. So these are just a couple reasons. I've cited a couple of articles that do talk about that on my outline, so that's on there too if anyone ever wants to like take a peek at it. Another reason why I like bioactive terrariums, aside the fact that I am biased and have a couple, um, they are great to maintain. You actually do not have to take care of them all that often. Um, all you ever have to do is just kind of monitor and see if there's any crazy smell that might be going on there, which can be signs of like molds. That's the only time you do have to kind of like peek in there and see what's going on, because molds can be harmful for your animals. You can also create waterfalls as to kind of mimic where your animal came from, depending on what kind of animal you came from. I personally have lizards and frogs, so for me, I have a couple waterfalls going on. I have a lot of tropical plants going on, as my animals are actually from Australia. So I like to mimic where they came from, and I have seen them strive. I've been at the bottom where I've only had them in only a glass container with pretty much nothing in it, and I've seen them strive with me placing them in a bioactive terrarium where they now feel more habitant to where they are. Um, they're more happier, they're safer, it's a more cleaner environment, and they've allowed me to actually handle them even more. And I've had them for about 2 years, and there has actually been some articles as well that if you take care of your animal in the proper way that it needs, it actually enhances their lifespan. So with me putting in all that money into them, I now will probably more than likely have my reptiles for way longer you know, than they plan to not be here. um, which they do. They make me very happy. They're like my children. They're like I have a daughter, but they are like my second kids in tiny form. So um, looking into these types of enclosures, if you do have animals or are interested in ever purchasing an animal, it's great to do your homework, as you can always, prevent aggression and make your and, save your money and the way you're investing into your animal in the long run, instead of just, it's trial and error, but you get to, like, create a proper environment, a good environment for your animal. And that's why I like the terrariums and enclosures.